To be a writer is to be insulted. And I'm not even talking about your reviews. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Byerrum and I'm taking you along every week as I have some aspect of writing to discuss or mention. So today the topic is insults and how to be insulted by your friends, your family, and your coworkers. So don't even worry about those reviews yet because your friends will keep you in line. They will keep your head from getting too big. So when I talk about family, your family loves you, they support you, and they bought your first book, and it's like rah rah, even though you know secretly they're thinking, I never thought you'd write a book. Who are you to write a book? Why didn't I write a book? But nothing can explain the sheer horror on their faces when you say, I'm working on my second book. And the subtext of their look and their face, and they're like, a second book? The sheer horror of having to read another one of your books. But rest assured, I do not require my family to read my books. All I would like is to have them buy my books and put them on the shelves in a prominent position. And then there are your friends, and your friends are really good. They're supportive. And one friend of mine said, look at how far you've come, Ellen. She goes, look what you've done. And you don't even know anybody. Ouch. I don't know anybody? Well, I've worked hard enough. But there's a backhanded slap if ever there was one. And then there's the coworker. The coworker who has to tell you things you don't know. My favorite is who I call the king of the drive-by insults, Peyton. And this was after my books were turned into a couple of Lifetime movies. I was in the break room just getting myself a cup of coffee, and his head pops into the room and he says, I hear your head is so big you can't get through doors anymore. And boom, he was off. Wow. That is the master of the drive-by insult. But Peyton was a really interesting case. I knew who he had heard that from, somebody who actually had a little bit of jealousy problems. But he also decided to mansplain to me when I was first starting out, and he asked me if I had an agent. I said, well, it doesn't really work like that. You have to write a book of fiction and then try and find an agent. He goes, oh, well, I have a friend from the Washington Post, and he has an agent, and he hasn't finished his book. And I said, it's probably nonfiction. He goes, no, it's not. He has an agent, and he just gave them an idea. And I thought, hooray, hooray for that Washington Post reporter. I'm very doubtful as to whether that was true, because later Peyton came to me and he asked me, well, you know, I have a friend who's trying to get a book published. How did you do it? How did you get your agent? How did you do this? So I kindly told him how much work it would be and sent him on his way to find all those resources that are at his fingertips. But he could really leave the mansplaining at home. Anyway, be prepared. If you're an author, you are going to be insulted. And everyone thinks they're being kind, and what you do? Collect those insults and save them for a book someday. That's all I have for now, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.